Going on this morning, family? Black Feniks checking in, owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of Welding and Hip Hop and the founder of Imagine Your Container. So I wanted to talk to you this morning on how to out hustle the hustlers with your new business style. And one way to do it is what I'm doing right now. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people are asleep right now, resting from working, getting ready to trying to get their rest in so they can get up and go, get back on the grind. Well, when you're coming with your new business approach and you're in a new area and you want to out hustle the hustlers, you're gonna have to change up your time as far as how you work and network. Like you're gonna have to grind when they're sleeping. Like right now, majority of people are sleeping, so I'm grinding. So you're gonna have to grind when they're sleeping. You're gonna have to um, find the need in the community. Talk to the people. Talk to the average person. Talk to the business people. Figure out what lane you sure you want to be in. And if you like me, I'm a welder, and there's so much you can do with welding. It's unreal. Welding and fabrication is fields that can cross over to many different fields, honestly. But you're gonna have to find what you like doing. And I had people ask me, well, what about this equipment? What about this? I can give you my opinion on what I use, but that's not gonna make you a better person just because I use this equipment. I think you should figure out what you like. And I can give you some pointers. You say, okay, I know what's good, then you pick what you want. But I think when it comes to your trade and what you actually want to do when you're finding your niche, that's something you're gonna have to pick. You're gonna literally have to experience different things and say, you know what, I would rather do this than do that. So I think the way to really out hustle is to search for the need. A lot of people in areas, especially once you come to a new area, I've always noticed this coming into a new city. Once I come into a new city, me personally, I instantly think or look for what they sleeping on. Like, what are they sleeping on? Because majority of the time, cities, the people in the city will complain about how terrible the city is, or they might say the city is good, but they say this, or they'll say a lot of things about it. And I figure out that if you dig a little deeper, it really ain't what they think it is. There's really many ways to hustle, but a lot of them don't dig deep enough. So I would say hustle by finding your own personal niche, but by listening to the people, by knocking on doors, networking and presenting yourself, getting yourself out there, getting your cars established. Because see, a lot of people think that you could just go halfway and do something. I'm gonna say something personally. What's up this morning? What's going on? I'm gonna say something personally that I feel that always put your best into it. Even though you might be a small business, we might be small business LLCs, we still can operate. We still can move and network like a major company. We still can um, present ourselves like we're bigger than what we are. And that's not a deceptional way to do it. But I think when you're dealing with America, Americans are about image. So if you look the part, 9 times out of 10, they'll buy into it. That's just what it is. Sometimes I have heard people have say that would turn down a product from someone because it's not in a store or it's not in a good location. They don't think it's legit enough. So if that's how they view things, then you're gonna have to make sure you cater to that. Make sure you slide in so that way they'll view you the same. So even though you small, you come in with a professional approach to make the average person think, oh, that's a corporation because the way you presented it. See, a lot of people will look at things one sided. So your goal is to present it the best way you can. So if you want to out hustle the area, you want to do the things that the other people are sleeping on. You want to do the things they say, oh, that's petty. But you got to remember, all money, good money when it comes to when you hustling, when you're grinding. So one thing I know, if it takes me $1,000 just to get this, if it takes me to make, if it takes me 1,000, it takes me a month to make $1,000 on a regular hustle. Just say throw a number out there, and I can make $100 a day on a side hustle, I'm making more money. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about how you network yourself. You got to think outside of the box. Like literally, you're going to have to not be petty. You're going to have to cut back some of your habits. I had to do that. You're going to have to cut back some of your um, nightlife or enjoyment because you want to put your enjoyment and your enthusiasm in your business. So I don't, you're going to make some sacrifices. So to really out hustle, you're going to have to withdraw. You're going to have to make some sacrifices because you don't need to spend money on vain things that if it's not a necessity, if it's not something you got to have that's going to improve what you're doing, you don't want to spend money on it. And I think that's very important when you're trying to out hustle the area because a lot of people spend money on vain things. Trying to see this. Well, honestly, there's a lot of different ways to still get the trade. Um, a lot of schools have shut down on a traditional scale. And I'm glad you said that because this brother made a point that he was in school and due to the situation that's going on in the country right now, and he had to stop. He had to shut down that, and now he can't. He want to further it. And now is the time for people like me and other instructors and tutors that you can actually get it from who does it independently. And I'm actually working on pricing something to have a course that a person can take, and it'll be a specific price for that course. And I'm gonna actually have a few of them, but a few small things because my thing is I don't want to teach how I'm going to do my um, the HogOn Welding School. It's going to be not traditional by no means. It's going to be completely different because it's going to be an independent school. I want to teach you how to hustle, how to think outside of the box. So I think now with the people who have put their time in, those are the ones we need to kind of reach out to. So if you don't even have the finances, then surely it's someone maybe in the area that welds or fabricates, or that you can probably get a side job and say, hey, let me help you. See, that's one thing we gotta realize. You're gonna pay for the knowledge in one form or another. So if it's someone that's in the community that got something going, they might be slow and say, well, I can't really pay a lot right now. You just say, hey, I really want to learn this. I work for you for free. Let me help you out for a minute. You'll be surprised where you'll go from that because the knowledge you obtain, honestly, is worth more than the money. But you trying to get the bag first. So get the knowledge first. However you got to get it. So I just want to say when if you really gonna hustle and think outside the box, you're gonna have to network in ways that you normally wouldn't. I always say you're gonna have to do what's not normal. If everybody's going right, you're gonna have to go left. That's just what it is because that way you can stay above the crowd because a lot of time they're gonna go with the flow. But if you go against the grain, it's gonna be difficult at times. But you're gonna actually start seeing like I've been in Oklahoma City knocking on 3 months now, and since I've been networking in the area, I have just noticed the vibe, the people, the climate, the way things going. Like I'm getting the feel of things, and I'm actually networking with people, rubbing shoulders. You see what I'm saying? So now I really get it. What I need to do. So one of my approaches here in the city, and I put that photo of the shipping container up because I do modifications. And a lot of people here have seen them, but they didn't think on a small scale that they could get it done at their house and land. There's a lot of land out here. There's a lot of people have some acres and they can, do what they want to do. And I said, man, I didn't know I can do this. I found someone that can actually make it happen on a small note. And then once I show them some possibilities of what they can do. Now everything goes with a budget. That's why I like to tell people when I say imagine your container, I can do anything you imagine based on your budget. You see what I'm saying? Because some people want you to do a whole lot, but then they don't want to pay for it. and I can't do it. My work ethic stop when your budget stop. You know what I mean? That's what I always say. So you want to just be open with people, but by having something that they can actually call their own or that they thought wasn't possible, you making it possible. That's a way to create something in this city. So far, I have noticed that me doing shipping container modifications is something that is a lane that I'm creating. You know, I think they got one major place that just doing some construction on one or whatever. But as far as an independent person, a mobile person, I think I'm gonna be the only one at the time right now. Anyway, it's gonna be as things go, it's always more people to pop off. But if you can start off the movement, you will be remembered. Even though they started, they still, this is who started, and I'm gonna stay in my lane. Like how some people say I want to get this big and do this. My goal is to do franchises. My goal is to do rentals rentals where people can be able to make money, where people can even buy franchises to network with me in their area and make money. We make money. My goal is to help people who want to weld and fabricate get out of school. Uh, Once they leave their jobs or whatnot, actually start a business and make an income. And a lot of people don't know how to do it, coming from where we coming from. So since I have did the hard work and I've learned it the hard way and paid the money, I want to be able to design something that I can help you and you can help me. A lot of people might I have noticed people who might have the finances, but they don't have the idea. They don't have the right idea to invest in or what to really, how to make an ROI, because a lot of times we get caught up in the image. Oh, I want this to look like this to look like this, but you got to think, are you making return on your investment? That's what it's about. If you're doing something and you're just throwing money, throwing money, throwing money, you're not recopying anything, you might need to rechange your strategy. So if you really, really um, going to out hustle the hustlers in your area, you're gonna have to focus on return investments, because a lot of people spend money vainly. So you're gonna have to learn about money and you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. The one thing I learned, man, as you grow and you learn different things, it's gonna sound, when you first jump into it, it's gonna be like Chinese. So you're gonna be like, oh my goodness, I got to learn this. You know what I'm saying? And then as you get into it, you're like, damn, this ain't that bad. And then it's like second nature to you. It's popping. It's clicking. So I think that that's what we just have to do. We just have to dive into it. And once we dive into it, um, it opens our mind up and we get a little bit more comfortable. So if you really, really going to out hustle your area, if you really want to improve your skills, to get your trade, start thinking outside the box. Hit Craigslist up, hit your local area, see your local small shop, see who got welders on their truck. You're gonna have to hustle now. You might find somebody, you say, if you don't have none, say, hey man, I want to help you out on the job. I really want to learn this. You'd be surprised how people would give you their time once they see you really hungry. Because one thing I know about a tradesman, once we recognize someone is hungry, we don't mind teaching them what we know, because it's an honor to pass down what we learn to someone. But people that ask something for nothing or think you entitled to something or someone should give you something, you ain't gonna get nothing that way. You're just gonna get the door closed on you. So if you don't have it, that's fine, but you just have to have different ways to network yourself to actually make it happen. Like I say, don't say can't, say how can I. Hold on.